Good morning, everybody. It is 6:43. Oh, Aisha is back in town. You've seen Aisha Tyler on Talk Soup, Ghost Whisperer, Friends, Leno, Letterman, Kimmel, and tons of movies, and currently she's co-hosting The Talk weekdays on CBS, and the voice of Lana Kane on the hit animated series Archer. Aisha also has some of the most popular podcasts on the net, stellar stand-up comic, and she's doing it all. She is a machine. She's here this weekend at Laughs Comedy Spot in Kirkland. For tickets to her performance tonight or tomorrow, link to laughcomedy.com at bobrivers.com. Aisha, welcome back.
Hi, guys. Thank you. Thank you. You're playing my one of my favorite bands there, Clutch.
You like Clutch? Why?
I just think I like traditionalist rock and roll. They're just a real rock and roll band. You know, they tour probably 200.
Do you know them? Do they know
I do. I know them, yeah. I know them because I stalked them. And yes.
So
now, you don't stalk,
them?
like you don't have a particular fancy for a particular person in the band.
No. I just love their music. I stalk them.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the reasons I started my podcast was so I could stalk artists who, like, creatively, you know, people you really love their work and you want to, and then I get to sit down with people whose work I love.
And you invite them in.
And talk with them for an hour
I
and a
heard
half.
you with Ty Pennington yesterday.
Yeah, Ty Pennington yesterday. Joe Manganiello's up this week, but I've had everybody from Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine and Audio Slave to Questlove from The Roots. I got Clutch on the show, Silver Sun Pickups. I'm getting hopefully System of a Down on. So here's the thing. With a podcast now, you can, and with a name like you have and an appreciable resume, you can invite famous people, and interesting people, sit them down. And I noticed you have a long-form conversation. Very long-form,
it's like almost 90 minutes.
It's typically an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours.
So you can really get to know the person.
Yeah, and I feel like what I wanted for my fans was, if you love someone's work, like my show, my interview will be the definitive interview with that artist. Because typically, you know, it's a 7 or a 10-minute conversation.
Yeah, in fact, we're running low right now. We have to hurry.
Thanks for stopping by.
It's good to see you guys. Where's my booze?
Yeah.
No, we got a little longer than that.
Can I make you a Mexican coffee, by the way?
Anything you like, yeah.
Would you like to? I'll make it
great.
that for you.
I feel fancy.
Spike's going to get you some coffee. You are fancy
I
this
feel
morning, but that
fancy.
word was already used.
Yes, it was.
We were talking about the word fancy
Were
yesterday.
you?
How they use it to describe tuna.
Oh,
They use it to describe nuts,
olives.
and it turns out it's a USDA, it's an FDA term.
Okay.
That rates the quality of a product. So if an apple is fancy, they have to meet certain. It's like a dog show of food.
Wow, I was going to say, so like if nuts are fancy, like not as much rat poop as the other
Exactly.
nuts.
Not as much rat poop.
Yeah, not
but
as
still
much.
A little
Not,
bit.
yeah, not rat poop free,
bit.
but just, minimal rat.
mix.
Yeah.
So
Raisins.
do you buy fancy products? Does Aisha buy generic, TP, everything else, or do you buy brands that you fall in love with? Which kind of consumer are you?
I'm a terrible Hollywood douche. I shop at like the Whole Foods and
You do?
Yeah,
Okay,
I do, and I grow.
You buy stuff that makes you feel like you're doing something good for you.
I do.
Every aspect of where you park your Prius in the special spot.
Well, I'm carried in by baby vegan angels, and they set me down. I grow. We have a garden, so we grow probably like 30-40%.
You have a garden in LA?
Yeah, it's super big and hot there.
It is hot, so you can grow a little. Now, what?
Just little, we do tomatoes and peppers. We have trees. We have apricot trees and fig trees, and we have an avocado tree that I wail on. I eat like an avocado a day.
Did you bring your air in from Utah?
I have it shipped in.
I heard that's the thing.
It is the air from Utah, my water from Colorado.
Now, do you have a team of illegals that takes care of all this for you? And it just appears
I don't
on your
know where
kitchen
they've come from. We don't ask them how they got here. No.
But you're all right. So you're into that whole
hippie dippy thing.
It's a current thing. I'm doing it too. That you want to grow your own stuff wherever possible. You want to sort of get back to nature.
Try to be local.
Even though you're holding in your hand the supercomputer connects you to the world.
There is a conflict, isn't there, between trying to be kind of organic and free range and everything, and then holding up something that might have radioactive activity up to your face all day long.
All day long, right next to your brain.
I interviewed Tim Ferriss for my podcast recently. I don't know if you guys know this, but he wrote a 4-hour work week and the 4-hour body and the 4-hour chef, and he's this kind of life hacker. It's like,
why did he pick 4 hours?
I don't know, because he's crazy. It seems like 4 hours of work would be awesome, right? But he's all about like doing the least amount of work for the maximum return. So he's like, like he's figured out a way to get you to work out like maybe let's say a cumulative 1 hour a week and get the same results as somebody who goes to the gym an hour every day. He's really interesting.
Do you
guy.
do that?
I'm doing his thing right now. I think he's really interesting.
What's the 1 hour a week?
Oh, you do these things where you lift weight, like the heaviest weight you can possibly lift to failure for 6 reps, and you do them really slowly. And you get the
so it's
same
hard.
benefit it's
very
difficult.
In other words, the description sounds
fun.
easy, but
No,
it's not fun.
It's not like you skip it in a circle for 20 minutes and then you're done. It's awesome. I just played jacks. I lost 20 pounds. But I was out on a meeting with him I wanted him. I was like, I called you early. He's like, yeah, my phone's off. He's like, I don't want it by my testicles. It's going to kill my babies. I was like, oh, well, I'm never going to get pregnant because I essentially have had it just parked next to my ovaries for the past 20 years. But you don't think about that stuff while you're having your organic yogurt and you drive around and just there's waves everywhere. Kind of. Oh, now I sound like I need a tinfoil hat, don't I?
Not at all.
Okay, thank you.
That's
Thank you
cool.
for support.
Have you
Look at
noticed
this
though
beautiful
that when
thing.
you're
Thank you.
take Whole Foods, we have them here too.
Yes. Yes. They're
when
everywhere.
you go in there, you still have a choice between things loaded with sugar. They just have different brand
Delicious.
labels on them, and things that really are organic and wholesome. They wouldn't be in business either if all they were was boring stuff that's good for you.
Well, there's health. Well, I think they have like a healthy version of every kind of crap
well, but
item
their
you could
pizza
buy.
is pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah.
But is it pizza if it has goat cheese, caramelized onions, and a cornmeal crust?
If you put bacon on it, it is. Oh, that needs bacon.
Absolutely, it's
Yeah.
pizza.
The new thing now, I was just in San Francisco, which is my hometown, but I was doing shows there last weekend, is artisanal donuts.
What?
So artisanal donuts. So you go and there's a place there called Dynamo Donuts where they've got like a caramelized apple, maple, and bacon donut. Right? See, I see it. Look, you're making a sex face, and that's how
Yeah.
how it tastes.
That's why there's a hole in the middle.
Right. So lovely and so disgusting. And like a blueberry thyme and lemon rosemary. And they're delicious. And apparently because they're artisanal, I thought it was okay to eat 4.
Yeah.
Which
Artisanal.
yeah.
Well, it had rosemary. That's
Yeah,
very
I was like,
good.
there's herbs in
the
here. Those are
word
good
we
for you.
discussed this once. The word artisan means what?
An artist.
It's artistic.
Yeah, well, I think artisan means like a crafts person.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
a
more
crafts
creative.
person.
And it's a knock on, any place that stamps out lots of donuts from the same
Right,
mold.
like a machine. Yes, shooting out
that's
machines.
neat. So
Artisan means you can charge more.
That's
What
it,
means.
Papa, right there. Yeah,
super fancy.
absolutely.
It's just another way to say super fancy.
Super fancy. That's fancy, and then there's super fancy, and then there's artisanal.
So Aisha, I downloaded your app yesterday because
Oh,
I knew
my
you were
gosh.
coming, and I'd never downloaded it,
Thank
and I
you.
felt a little odd downloading an app that says "girl on guy."
Yes, don't show it to your
but that's
family.
I got it. It's are all the people you interview men?
No,
Okay.
it does tend to be like maybe 90% male, 10% female. Mainly
Because that's just the natural order of things.
Yes, they're not the world. The world's crawling with men, and they're all 10% of women running for their lives, or holding court. Everyone, come to me, and I'll decide who of you I should select. No, it's. I was raised by a single dad, and I just have always been interested in guy stuff. I was raised in the back of a motorcycle. I played video games from the time I was a really little kid, and I love action movies. And
you like guy stuff.
I like guy stuff. I'm a comic. I'm usually in a room full of, when I'm doing stand up, it's me and until I was a headliner, me and 10 other dudes. Right. I like the company of men. My best friend's a guy. I was the best man at his wedding. He was the best. He was in my wedding.
So in the weirdest way, you were kind of are you saying kind of a tomboy.
Yeah, I guess
but a very
tomboy.
feminine tomboy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't dislike the term tomboy. I don't know that it applies to me. I like stuff that maybe traditionally people say is more stuff that guys are interested in. But I do interview women, and I've had Maria Bamford, Margaret Cho, Antonia LaFaso, who was a Top Chef All-Star. And I've had a lot of women on. I'll have more women
And when you
on
have them
coming up.
on, do you talk about guy stuff that you women have in common, or is it that's just an over?
The show, I think that's just like kind of an overarching.
It's just to get me to download the app.
It's just
and
that
click the age
hope
restriction.
that you're going to see a dancing lady with no top. Please God.
How many people have downloaded your app? It's tens of thousands. Right?
The show now it's almost 7 million downloads.
7 million.
Yeah, since we started.
7 million.
Yes, not everybody has the app, but 7 million downloads.
7 million downloads of the show. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so but I mean that we're approaching a giant audience. Like you saw what happened with Mark Maron.
Yeah, I did.
I mean,
yeah, it's been incredible. I mean, I just do the show because I love it. And actually, somebody asked me recently, Tim Ferriss asked me, he's like, why do you do it? And I was like, because two reasons. One, because I've met and made friends with people whose work I was admiring from afar. Like, I'm friends with Anthony Bourdain now. I'm super name droppy, but like a lot of people that I've had on the show now I'm friends with are people whose work I thought was incredible. I've learned stuff from them, and now we're friendly. But beyond that, I feel like we don't have a conversation anymore in this. Just think about when's the last time you sat down with anyone, a family member, a friend, and just talked for an hour and a half. Even if you're getting beers, you're yelling at each other. The game is on.
Right. There's so much going on in life. We don't have time to communicate with each other.
So I get an hour and a half where I just get someone alone in a room and I get to ask them about their lives. And like with Joe Manganiello from True Blood, he just seems like this kind of pretty boy hot guy. And he's incredibly smart. He's classically trained. He's a Shakespearean actor. And he went through a really dark period in his life where he was addicted to alcohol and drugs. And he talks about coming out of that. And everybody just thinks he's this model dude. And so I always
Don't tell me that guy's smart and deep.
He's smart and deep. I'm like people are tweeting out. They're like losing their minds over like how he could be any more perfect. And if you've seen Magic Mike, there's a very intimate scene with a pump apparatus and a certain part of his body, which he did himself. He's method.
I will probably not see that movie, but I stare
you need
at him
to see that movie.
Is that discussed in detail?
First of all, it's Steven Soderbergh. Everyone thinks that this is like some kind of like dismissible piece of art. It's Steven Soderbergh.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant film. It's like Saturday Night Fever. It's a really, really great movie with great acting in it. And also naked dudes.
It's made it to the cable now because I'm tempted. I mean, I don't want to,
Watch it.
I wouldn't want that to go on my permanent record.
We definitely will not hold it against you.
I'm sure that Obama's not looking at your cable.
But I'm looking at that
the
on
government
demand.
knows.
It's calling out to me.
They're
The
tracking
acting
it.
in it is great, and also it's a movie. It's hard for me to pitch this to you guys seriously. You're not going to take it serious, but even though it seems like it's a movie for women, it's not. It's a movie about a friendship between a bunch of men. That's what the movie's about. That's why I really
Hot
enjoyed
guys
it.
with no shirts on.
Well,
but
guys who have nothing going, like guys who have nothing in their lives, and
Yeah.
so they're all dancing to make money, and it's about the interior relationship between this group of men.
So
the
it's like
female stuff is kind of secondary.
It's Deliverance with $1 bills.
There you go, just like that. No.
No?
Aisha, do you record your podcast at your own home? Do you do it? Do you go to a studio?
I have a little production office.
A production
I
office
opened about
nearby.
it. Yeah, that
Okay.
we call the Girl on Guy Bunker.
It's a bunker.
It's a bunker.
And you go in and you prepare for the interview, and then you invite the person in and you do it. And then do you just push a button and it's
No.
out all over the world?
Not like no. So I do everything myself. By the way, I don't have a sound engineer or producer. I make
Nobody?
the whole- no,
Okay.
I do it. I record it and
No entourage.
No entourage. No, nobody. No, I'm alone. Very alone. That's why the drinking. I record it and then I edit it and I upload it and I conform it and I maintain the website and everything. I do everything myself.
Now Joe wants to do a fishing report.
Ooh.
And I'm telling him he should have an app just like you do with like a big fish on it.
Like a giant trout. What kind of fish do you catch?
Well, I caught a steelhead. My last fish. You want to see him? I'll
Yeah,
show
I
you
do
a
wanna
picture
see
of
him.
him. All right, we'll pull up a picture.
I love
Now,
it.
this is a woman I love right here. Let's just say for the record, Spike just made her a
Yes,
Mexican coffee.
beautiful Mexican coffee.
Nice
It's delicious.
mezcal and Kahlua. She likes to look at fishing pictures.
I do.
She likes to play
I do.
video games.
On my
Girl
show,
on guy
we-
girl.
This is
Yeah.
a woman right here.
I like to go camping and then fish and then eat the fish I catch.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I always and I'm not a girly girl in this way, but I always feel really sad when the fish is like looking up at me with that one eye while I'm digging out his insides. You know what I mean? Like, why'd you do it, lady? So now I just cut the heads off. So I'm still looking.
Get it up quickly.
So I get that out of there.
Definitely.
My face. I'm sorry
Anyway,
about
so
how that went.
Joe is going to show you a
He's
picture
gonna show me a picture of
fish.
his fish.
Yep.
But
I'm
the
gonna
whole
pull it up.
process
We'll
of like
continue.
getting an app, that's
Oh.
not that hard to do.
Well,
and
so-
then you mention a company at the beginning of your podcast that you can just this company does the distributing or whatever?
Oh, so there are a lot of different ways you can do it, and I just researched it on the internet and figured it out. But there's a couple companies that syndicate shows, so I upload it to like this magical server in the sky, and then I tell them where I want the show to go, and then they push it out to iTunes and Stitcher, and
All happens
all
automatically,
yeah.
yeah.
And then they built the app for me, and when somebody buys an app, $1 goes to them and $1 goes to
So
me.
you're doing that. You're on the talk. You're
Yeah.
on Archer.
Just started season 5.
You're turning into an empire. Do
I'm
you like
turning
that?
into the black female Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, the black female Ryan Seacrest.
I have all the
Those are the
jobs,
taller.
all
Those are
of the
two
jobs.
things I always wished he were.
Yeah.
Black and female. I thought he'd be perfect.
At your service, my
telling
friend.
you. Are you
Wow,
trying-
look at that big old fish.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at your face. Look how happy you look.
I was
Oh,
happy.
he's got a big old smile on his face. He's
Even
so
the
happy.
Fish looks pretty happy.
Yeah, he does. He's like,
That's
put me
a-
back in the water, you big poop.
That's a big Quinault River
Did you
steelhead.
eat him or did you throw him back?
When we ate, actually.
Oh, delicious.
He had the same face in his wedding photos, too. That exact same face.
Aisha
adorable.
Tyler at Laughs Comedy Spot in Kirkland this weekend. For tickets, go to is it Laughs Comedy?
Laughscomedy.com.
Laughscomedy.com or just bobrivers.com where we have a link. Aisha, welcome back. It's always good to see you.
It's a joy.
All right.